Well, there's no science. That's just actually because I'm a bad family. Yeah. Yeah.
Eric, they won the first game and they're up 12-8.
Yes, I was just there.
Oh, I'm so mad I'm missing.
Yeah, I know. I was told the wrong time for tonight. I was told 7, so she called me. She's like, hey, I told you the wrong time. Like, I was just there, so I got her in like 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it. You got it. You got it. It does.
See you later.
going to start by asking those who are able to please rise for the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. Good evening. My name is Nate Blackmer, and I'm the principal here at Lake Bluff Middle School. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this promotion ceremony for the class of 2021. It feels good to be able to look you in the eyes and not worry about the mute button. Well, sort of. I do have our Zoomers and our YouTubers on my cell phone on the tripod there. However, regardless of how far you've traveled or where you're watching us from, thank you for helping us celebrate this year's 8th grade class. Those of you who have attended graduations in the past probably know the drill. People like me will often take advantage of a captive audience to share a bunch of unsolicited advice. I'll try and keep that time-honored tradition in check and instead focus on what's most important. You, the parents of our 8th grade students. Honestly though, we're here to honor our students, but we are in fact here to honor this milestone. But this year, above all other years, we must also acknowledge the role that parents have played in the art of teaching and learning. I want to thank the families who worked so hard to support these students throughout their middle school career, but especially over the course of the last year and 3 months. Students, can you stand up for a minute? Turn around, see if you can find your parents and family. And on the count of 3, let's give them a big thank you. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
They deserve it. Thank you very much, guys. Have a seat. Many of our teachers are here tonight not to be recognized, but rather to support our graduates. At the same time, I'd like to thank them for their tenacity, their creativity, and their commitment to making school the best possible experience they could for their students. In addition to offering advice, people like me who have the privilege to speak at a graduation also like to reflect on the time with the graduates that they've had. Over the past 13 years in this role, I've learned that every graduating class has something to teach us. One of the things this class has taught me is the power of positive mindset. I spent a lot of time this year asking kids, how are you doing? And in most every case, these students have led with the positive and provided concrete examples of what they liked about school. It would have been easy to dwell upon the experiences that they were not having and complain about the things they don't like about school. Instead, I had meaningful conversations with these students who frequently reflected on the pros versus the cons. So students, thank you. Thank you for being learners as well as teachers. We've seen your grit and we've seen your resilience. I know how tough you are, but I also want you to remember that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to lean on family and friends and those you trust. We all need that from time to time. Sometimes we need others, and sometimes we are the ones who are needed. So remember, it isn't just the things that you accomplish for yourself that make you great. It's how you treat others. It's the friendships that you create and the friendships you keep. And sometimes it's the little things that have the biggest impact on others. Perhaps Maya Angelou said it best. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Good words to live by, if you ask me. So before I turn the mic over to student speakers, who I'm confident you will find more eloquent and interesting than myself, I want the LBMS class of 2021 to know that we're proud of you. Graduating 8th grade is one step in your journey, and I'm confident that you've acquired the skills you need to be successful in your next adventure. On behalf of your teachers, support staff here at Lake Bluff Middle School and Lake Bluff District 65, I want to thank you for helping make our schools a special place. I wish you congratulations and all the best going forward. Now it is with great pleasure that I'm going to introduce our first student speaker, Ryan Valentinsic.
Good evening. My name is Ryan Valentinsic. Welcome parents, teachers, and friends to the graduation of 2021 after we overcame the challenges this year threw at us. I'm sure that we've all heard the saying, it's not whether you get knocked down, but whether you get back up. Life will propose challenges that will guarantee you failure, but failure is only temporary if you make it temporary. Throughout my life, I have failed hundreds of times, thinking I should give up on myself. And I'm sure that everyone here has failed at least once in their life as well. When we fail, we are faced with a choice. We can either crumble, forget ourselves and why we're here in the first place, or we can learn from our mistakes and be a better person as time moves forward. Remaining knocked down is in your control, and it is up to you whether you get back up. Failure is only temporary if you make it temporary. When I was first welcomed to the Lake Bluff School District in kindergarten, I was not the same person I am now. I was emotionally unstable, I couldn't manage my own anger, and I didn't know any of the other kids. Elementary school has been the hardest part of my life so far. I was constantly in trouble with the teachers and principal. I took my anger out whenever I felt like it, and I even tested the teacher's speed a couple times. They were fast, but I was faster. Looking back at my kindergarten and first grade year, I felt like I had failed my parents. Not only them, but my friends, other adults, siblings, and most of all, myself. And that is the worst feeling ever, that you have failed yourself. Life is longer than 1 year in first grade, and your mistakes of the past shouldn't determine who you will be in the future. Once I understood that I could change from who I was and build a new reputation for myself, I began to succeed instead of fail. Maturity and age were factors in my change, but I wanted to choose who I would become. It wasn't just being a good friend to others, but being a good person in general. I went from feeling I failed myself to beginning to make people proud. I had chosen to learn from my past and correct myself to be better than who I was before, and that started to feel like success. An undefeated record is pretty impressive until you realize that it gets you a trip to the office instead of a trip to a D1 cross-country school. As I have grown up from my 6-year-old self, I have evolved from a careless, angry, out-of-control kid to an independent, selfless, friendly individual that I hope to maintain as I continue to improve. And that is what is important to remember as we move on to the next chapters of our lives. Failure is unavoidable because nobody is perfect. No one will answer every question correctly, score every time they touch the ball, and get every job they interview for, because nobody is perfect. As we grow through our years of high school, there will be challenges as well as opportunities, and we cannot waste the time we have up ahead. During the next 4 years, all of us will experience failure, and we'll be faced with two options. We can either stay down and never get up, or we can refuse to let one problem determine who we are. Failure is only temporary if you make it temporary. I wish the class of 2021 the best of luck, and I hope we all accomplish amazing things, even if we fail a couple times down the road. Thank you.
Next speaker is Nyla Castillo.
Greetings to all administrators, staff, families, friends, and peers. I'll be talking about hope. The definition of hope is a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. Hope can have different meaning for all of you. But for me, hope is like a spark of light at the end of the tunnel. Hope is a promise for something better to happen. These times that we have been through have been very hard, weird, and stressful. For some, but probably for everyone. COVID-19 has brought us a lot in both positive and negative way. As for the negative, this pandemic has forced us to be away from families, friends, and peers that we are used to being with. It has made us more isolated than ever. It has made kids stay at home doing nothing but sitting on their sofas eating junk food while gaming. It has made us lose our jobs and lose contact with family members or friends. I had to stay home with my entire family. I took ownership of a new role during this difficult time. I was now in charge during the school day of my brother, who would not just stay still for a moment, and my sister, who will make me do everything for her. This experience stressed me out. However, I had hope I could keep up with my schoolwork, watch my siblings, and survive all at the same time. What COVID has impacted the most, and is painful for us to let go, are the deaths of all of those who lost a beloved one. It is extremely difficult for someone to just let go of those who they lived with, talked with, and those who were part of their family. We lost a family member. No thought it was difficult. We never lost hope that life would get better. When everyone thought there was no solution, when people thought this would end in a painful way, there was hope. There was light at the end of the tunnel. There were people who helped those in need. Essential workers who worked day and night, protecting and saving lives while putting their lives at risk. People putting back together all the broken pieces so we all could be safe. I know some people who helped those who didn't have work so they could feed their families. They helped by giving them what they needed so that at least they could go to sleep knowing that someone cared about them. There were also people who thought positively when many got stuck thinking negatively. They helped by telling us, hey, it's going to be okay. Because when staying positive, there can be hope. Those people who have helped during this pandemic, who showed us to always stay positive, are the people who brought us hope. Who showed us that everything is going to be all right. To conclude, for everyone in this whole entire world, there's always hope. For everyone, hope can have different meaning. When this pandemic ends, we should all remember that when everything was going wrong, there was hope for a better life. Hope for a solution to find the light at the end of the tunnel. For me, hope has been something important, something that cheers me up. Hope can have different meanings. But right now, I want you to think about what is hope for you. As Albert Einstein said, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. Thank you.
Good news, I think we won. Fantastic. Our next speaker is Nyla Tascapelio-Blue.
Hi, my name is Nyla Tascapelio-Blue. Good afternoon, administration, teachers, families, friends, and fellow students. During childhood, when we were young and energetic, we often tend to waste time. Now, as the days are inching closer to graduating middle school and entering high school, I tend to find myself asking, where did the time go? We hold in our hands something so precious, and that is our health and our time. We all have time in common, and in time, we learn how to process life by making better decisions. We all have been given a very limited time. Our efforts should be to lead our lives and become our own role models within the time we have. I've learned that time is valuable, that it is a one-time offer and is not to be taken for granted. Life and time are the two best teachers. Life teaches us to make good use of time. Time teaches us the value of life. In my 3 years of middle school, I realized how my perspective has changed on certain experiences. I reflect on why I didn't get more time with a special teacher or a beloved uncle. As I become more mature, I realize that time is so important that I want to appreciate the time I have right now with nature, people, friends, family, and myself. Time is telling us not to rush into the future, but to embrace every moment and to value it. Time is free, yet it's priceless. And priceless things are the most valuable things one can have. We should not rush time. Time beats us. We don't beat time. Time may not be vocal, but time does speak. If we listen more, we can hear time telling us all to be more patient and use goodness and embark on making a positive impact on others. It is my belief that we should take a moment to listen to time. Then we would understand the language of time. We as humans tend to think we never have time. We have time to do many things, yet we fall behind at times and try to race with the clock rather than enjoy the clock. I ask, why rush things? Why not just take in the moment and tell myself to just breathe life's fresh air of time? Life is not about competing or keeping up or accomplishing as much in a day, nor is it about wasting time in the day. Time is balanced one of the greatest gifts we have. It is such a powerful way for each one of us to embrace it and learn through the lens of the time we have. It tells us not to rush time, but to focus on ourselves as individuals and have decency towards one another, to have patience, morals, and virtues. We cannot rewind time. We cannot invent time. So why not use it wisely and spend more time with the people who make us laugh and learn? Do not waste time with superficial stuff that we so frequently see. To me, time is a rainbow through difficult times waiting to burst after the rain. We all have a finite number of heartbeats, and I would like to tell time that I do not intend to waste it, but to enjoy every day left of my middle school days and with my class of 2021. I would like to share with you that time is laughter, love, and hope, that there's no rush to grow up or change, but for us to evolve into our authentic best selves. Do not think you can possess time. It does not seek to please, but tells us to seek ourselves and learning, and that we are our own individuals with our own assets of maintaining positivity, good health, and time for one another. Time passes swiftly and it never returns. It is a precious gift that humankind will ever possess. It can be taken from us at any given moment. And that we should understand the value of time and how to do all those things that we took for granted when a teacher or a parent would tell us all to be more aware of how we use our time. I'd like to tell time, thank you for the faculty of Lake Bluff Middle School for taking their time to teach and educate us students and keeping us safe and preparing myself and the 2001 graduates to use all the time, and preparing myself and the 2021 graduates to use all the knowledge that time gave us and to use the time to better ourselves and to take care of one another. It is my hope that we will enter our high school years with a positive mindset and will enjoy the moments we have during high school. We won't rush the time in high school, but we'll take the time to reflect on the moments we have as individuals, with and through fun, laughter, hope, kindness, and friendships. Namaste and thank you.
Our final student speaker tonight is Phoebe Twitchell.
Hi, I'm Phoebe Twitchell. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak today. It's such an honor to be here. Middle school. The stereotypical best or worst years of your lives. But for the LBMS class of 2021, our years here have been anything but stereotypical. Throughout the years I've been at this school, I've been through experiences little fifth grade me would have never even thought of. but I can't say that they haven't helped me become who I am today. Not a single year for us has been stereotypical. Since starting 6th grade, no year was ordinary due to a variety of circumstances. But the whole world had no idea what was coming. COVID-19. The fatal virus that not only affected millions, but also impacted our middle school years. As someone who out of caution spent their time at home, I can tell you that it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Honestly, it was painful. It was the same day over and over again. I finally understood how Bill Murray felt in Groundhog Day. A wall was put up between me and my friends. Isolation. I became depressed. I thought that it would be like this forever. I sank into a pit of my own self-pity and sadness. But a positive that came out of COVID is I began to see a therapist and take control of these feelings. So I kept pushing. I tried my best to keep going and get through the day. I planned and checked boxes, and there it was, the light at the end of the tunnel. Everything was beginning to open up around us. And finally, the middle school decided to as well. Honestly, I owe my well-being to that decision. I, as well as others, were beginning to slip. Assignments meant nothing, due dates drifting farther away. But as soon as I stepped back into the school, it was like a weight had been lifted off my chest. It was about the only time I've been excited to go to school. Lake Bluff Middle School. The place where I'd previously felt so judged and anxious was really my biggest escape. A home away from home. Not being able to do what I had loved had stripped me down. But going to school allowed me to see my friends and knock down the wall that had been dividing us. And do things I loved again. Even if in the moment I hadn't realized I'd loved them. It was like the storm had parted and the sun was shining again. I finally got on top of my work, and I realized that even though I may not be the best student, it's okay, because I was finally putting in the work and really trying my best. I wasn't letting my depressive thoughts get in the way. COVID may have been one of the hardest things I and all of us have ever done, but it taught us that we can get through anything. So I wouldn't say middle school is the worst years of our lives. Even though we had some pretty bad experiences during them, it made us stronger and more resilient people who are not afraid of the challenges to come. So thank you to all of my teachers and peers who have supported me and all of us on our middle school journey. I wish you all the best of luck in your future, and thank you.
Ryan, Eliel, Nyla, Phoebe, excellent job. Thank you so much. Let's give them a huge round of applause. At this point, I'd like to invite our board members. I'd like to introduce the board members who will be helping to hand out our diplomas. That includes Ann Hill, Lauren Hirsch, Tim Penich, and Amy Connell Donahue. Eliel will be assisting, so thank you all for helping out. Give us just a second as we transition. Leo Danny Abarca. Dorothy Arta. Charlotte Alice Arvia. Hilla Grace Badger. Hannah Rose Belinky. Walter George Belinky. Alexis Christine Bennett. Drew Terry Besnick. Vasiliki Isabella Besnick. Dylan Joseph Black. Nathan Sadler Borland. Colin Michael Boschman. Robin Jamal Burns. Luke Griffin Calloway. Faye Carney.
Frank Charles Catalano. Timothy Nathan Dan. Eva Clara Davis. Hadley Elizabeth Deegan. Miranda Lee Beachy. Trevor Mitchell DM. Claire Nicole Pillow. Sullivan Daniel Donahue. Sarah Elizabeth Brown. Braden James Duncan. Eva Catherine Elson. Constantine Felidis. Anna Rachel Gillette. Charlotte Beatrice DeGraw Gandy. Victoria Garcia de Vianese Hernandez.
Franco Patrick Giacobbe. Margaret Marie Gilleran. Haley Graham. Grace Lila Clean. Felix Shuchen Du. Amelia Lauren Hanson. Emma Harper. Thomas Adam Hart. Vincent McLean Hartlock. Allison Sue Howard. Gabriella Giovanna Katsina. William Frederick Helmer. Myra Judith Hernandez Abarca. Lillian Hernandez Benavides. Ava Michelle Janda. Albert G. Scott Jones. Chase Champy Joseph. Finley Mary Carr. Artemis Kasdan. Kennedy Farah Keating.
Lukács Dariusz Porzsák. Kate Cheun Kim. Ryan Scott Knight. Catherine Jane Kolash. Noah Jacob Kowalski. Adriana Francis Landeros. Alejandra Lara Sanchez. Megan Claire Lonazak. Amira Avril Lugos Santos. Jeffrey Charles Marquis.
Chase Douglas Marshall. Ronald Cisneros. Jordan Lillian Miles. Kay Susan Perry. Amelia Juliette Petrini Poli. Eva Jean Phillips. Liel Ramirez Castillo. Thomas Rayon. Blakely L. Rice. Ryan Tyler Rice. Lauren Elizabeth Richards. Odin Clark Rupert. Colin Schultz. Jackson William Schultz. Hudson Charles Robbins. Anand Singh.
Matthew Jacob Somoza. William Carol Stoffer. Nyla Tashkapiliolu. Jessica Madeline Taylor. Anastasia Mary Teagle. Armando Vincent Tejeda. Alexander Robert Turlap. Phoebe DeHamel Twitchell. Ryan Scott Valentinson. Ricardo Joshua Villagomez. Lauren Sophia Frioni. Nate Ryan Wagner. Natalie Megan Wagner. Liliana Dorothy Walsh. Catherine Francis Westerman. Grace Alexis Donnellan. Mr. Blackburn, myself, Dr. Leali, the Board of Education, congratulations to the Lake Bluff Middle School class of 2021.
Mr. Jaxie, our students, parents, friends, family, thank you for being here. A couple of quick reminders before we dismiss our students. If you ordered flowers, the beauty of these flowers is that they leave with you. So please, if you can remember to grab your flowers on the way out. For those of you who are interested, we'll also be bringing out the chair racks. If any of the folks who are strong and mighty want to help us load up some chairs, that's great. No obligation, however. That is it. I am so thrilled to introduce the graduating class of 2021. Thank you, everybody. The flowers have your names on them, just so you know.
Take off your mask. It was like you get a lot of notifications. What? You just said you get a lot of notifications. I don't know.
Meow, meow.
Congratulations.